tonight on 252 ESPN Radio. Got All-Star Game? That's
All-Star
right.
Game.
All-Star Game, 8 o'clock. It'll start with a special baseball tonight at 7 o'clock. An All-Star edition, I would say, of baseball tonight. So enjoy that. Should be fun. Even though we've denounced it. I have Taylor Swift, I think.
Oh, is it Shake It Off?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. Love this song.
Do you?
Yeah.
Does it feel good to shake it off every now and then?
Yeah, I'm a Swiftie. I've been to a concert. I paid way too much money for tickets for a Taylor Swift concert.
For yourself, or were there other people involved?
Did
someone else suggest it? Was it your idea? There's so many questions to ask.
Oh, yeah. So this was probably, I think it was the summer before I went to college. And it was a birthday present for my sister. And so it was myself, the girl I was dating at the time, and my sister went to the Taylor Swift concert. But I'm not going to act like I wasn't excited to go. I used to be a huge Taylor Swift fan. Now she's super poppy and emo, and I don't really like her music that much anymore. But old Taylor Swift, country music Taylor Swift, that would
the original
that used to make it
the
move. Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not trying to. I know this is going to sound real sexist, but I don't care. At 44, I'm starting to make that turn in life where you say things and it's outlandish and you don't even care.
Don't turn too much.
No,
because
we have a radio
I'm still
show.
attached to you here.
Yes. I don't want to ruin the whole. But I would say a great place to meet young ladies would be a Taylor Swift concert around that time.
No. And the reason I say
it
that
was
is
a sausage stew.
No. It was young ladies, just inappropriately young, like 13-year-olds and stuff. That's what the heavy amount at a Taylor Swift concert is. I know.
Well, I said if you were a young man,
right? That's true.
If you were a young man, not anybody of adultness,
right?
But
I've got to tell you though. So I told you it was actually. So I had bought the tickets. Let's say in March. And then, so the concert wasn't until like October later that year. So during the summer before I went to college, the girl I was dating at the time, she and I broke up. I was going to one college, she was going to another college. So it was like, you know what, like let's just not do this thing because it was high school. But then, so what I quickly found that I had in my first month or two on the campus at NC State was a golden ticket, my friend. You want to talk about an easy way to get your foot in the door with any nice young lady? It's
wow, yeah.
It's hey, so I don't know what you're doing in a month, but I do have an extra ticket to a Taylor Swift concert. Now that ticket was promised to countless people, and one lucky lady got to be in attendance that night.
I love this. I have to share to you. I've also done this, and I'm guessing this is a thing that guys have done beyond you and I, because I also did that to Aerosmith tickets. 90-ish. This was when they were doing Amazing Crazy Crying.
Yes.
Around that time, and girls were like, "Oh, you got some Aerosmith tickets?" I was like, "Yeah, I got one extra. If you want to come along."
That's now okay. Now here's why couldn't we just do this more often? Why couldn't you just claim to have said ticket to an event? Let's say a month from now. Like you meet some girl and you find out that I don't know who's one of the hot young artists right now.
Yeah. Great on this show.
One of the great young artists right now, whoever it is. Let's say I have a Bruno Mars concert ticket. Yeah. I guess Bruno Mars is a young, hip thing these days. I'm only 25. Why do I not know this?
The kids love it. A Cardi B.
Boom.
You got some Cardi B tickets.
I've got some Cardi B tickets. Okay. Now, whether I actually have said Cardi B tickets purchased or in my possession does not have to be revealed. Now, granted, if you're going to try to be building some sort of stable relationship with this person that you were trying to con into this trap for you, then obviously the dishonesty of, hey, I have these concert tickets, psych, no, I don't, but I've enjoyed the last month with you. That's not the approach. But look, maybe you're not looking for a relationship right now. Maybe you're not looking to build some sort of real stable thing, but you just need a little something, to get you over the top. In sports all the time, guys use PEDs. for the average Joe out there who's maybe a little down on his luck with the ladies, I'm not saying go and lie to him and say that you've got tickets to go see some concert or something, but I'm saying that maybe if you did, things could work out in your favor as long as you're, willing to deal with the consequences when they come down the road.
I don't know.
That's good relationship advice.
I think that for the most part, though, as much as Sam and I are coming across as these really sleazy, schwarmy, just unsavory characters, the truth is, I think you and I were both, for the most part, I think having it was like the gold. It was like I know we've talked Willy Wonka on this show before. It's like having the golden ticket, and you could just sort of like, bing, because you'd already bought it. It was there, and you just sort of flash it, and it's like, oh,
wow, I want that.
That's that's a ticket. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, yes, and you could have this ticket too, perhaps. Or no, you don't say it. See, it sounds vague. When you just go, I'm kind of looking to see who I can take.
Who's
I don't have anybody to go with.
Step up and earn it.
Do you have what it takes, young lady? So, yeah, I'm glad we didn't, but at least we had that, as I said. I don't think I frivolous. Yeah, I did. There was probably 4.
Yeah, you flaunted it. Because you did it one time and then you knew what you had.
Yes.
And
I knew from then until the time that concert took place.
There was some time.
Right. Did you end up taking anybody?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Did.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
There was.
I took my buddy.
Somebody. Did you?
I did.
Oh, nice.
I did. Sorry.
No. It was,
sorry. No. Sorry.
No. Don't apologize for that. No. It was. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, now looking back on it, that was probably like one of the slimiest things I've ever done in my life because I did. I kind of.
Wow.
I kind of hammed it up a little bit there for a month or two, trying to see what I could get out of that ticket.
Yeah. It's sad what a concert ticket could get you, though. Man, I mean, let's face it.
When's the next Taylor Swift concert around here?
Yeah. I mean, you're right. But wow, I didn't do it any other tickets. There was no other concert ticket that I remember that I held over like, guess what I have?
See,
look what I have.
I haven't either. And you grew up in a way better era for music than I did.
Yes, but you had to go to these concerts,
right.
And there wasn't, we were buying CDs and cassette tapes. Yes.
I'm just not a concert guy though. I bet I've been to 10 concerts in my life, and they varied from. I haven't done a hip hop concert, but they varied from different rock groups to country music. That's pretty much the spectrum there. I haven't gotten to do any of these like large scale jam band concerts. Like I haven't been to a Grateful Dead show or like a Fish show, and I have buddies of mine who have done shows like that.
You ever seen the big rock man, the Van Halen?
No, I've never seen the
Rolling Stones, anything like that.
No, gosh, I tried so hard to get Stones tickets. I would say the biggest rock band that I've ever gotten to see was the Chili Peppers, and
nice.
They put on a heck of a show. But outside of that. Really, I'm just not a big concert guy because oftentimes I feel like, number one, I'm not buying the good seats. I'm not paying for pit seats or anything like that. Like, if it's an outdoor concert, I'm out on the lawn, which is oftentimes where the best party's at anyways.
Yes, absolutely.
But so many times I have left a concert, and now this just might be a knock against country music because I've probably been to more country music concerts than any others. I never feel like I got anything special. I was telling you yesterday, we were talking about Blake Shelton because Blake Shelton had his little incident where he fell off the stage drunk this weekend.
Yes. I was proud of it.
Yeah, proud of it.
I don't even care.
It's right on brand for him.
Send me the video.
I was at a Brad Paisley concert, and he came out on stage. He was opening for Brad Paisley that night, but he came out on stage when Brad Paisley was singing that song, Alcohol, and he proceeded to shotgun a beer with Brad Paisley, and then shotgun an additional beer. And that was kind of cool to see. But other than that, country music concerts, in my experience, are very cookie cutter and kind of boring. And you oftentimes leave out of there having spent $50 on beer, having spent $40 on the ticket, and you're like, what did I really just spend money on? Did I just go listen to a CD? Because that's what it seems like. But I know these rock concerts you're talking about a completely different experience. I mean, you're talking about a bona fide light show. Lights,
sounds. And, I didn't listen. I don't want to recreate history or anything because, I think probably the generation before me where the electric guitar really took over rock and roll, the 60s and 70s. specifically the 60s. And I mean, those people probably had the better concert experience than the 80s or 90s kids did. But I mean, it was all about grandiose and lights. And I mean, the Stones show that I went to had giant, I mean, like Godzilla sized, like blow up inflatable, like Macy's Day Parade floats thing. I mean, just it was unbelievable. I mean, just insane stuff. And I was telling you, the Chili Peppers are a great live band.
Yeah,
one of the best,
they were pretty good.
One of the best I've seen was them with Snoop Dogg.
Oh wow!
And I mean, it was a great show. I was at one of the unique. Saw Guns N' Roses where when the band was still together, and Axl Rose had this hissy fit and called all of us idiots and walked off the stage. And about 20 minutes later,
for what?
Lenny Kravitz came back, who had opened up, and then he and the band kind of closed off with some songs. I have no idea. I mean, literally walked off the stage after like 2 or 3 songs
because the crowd wasn't good enough. Like one of those nights?
Yeah.
Because that has to be a thing, right? Like when you're playing show after show, you bump into the crowd that...
Yes.
It doesn't... Because musicians are like that, right? Artists are always like that, where they're probably... There's the occasional one who gets a little bit too into what they're doing, and if you don't appreciate it, then they don't want to perform for you.
You know, I think when people got to see Axl Rose, what they found out was, man, great band, Guns N' Roses. And what they found was, man, Axl Rose is a great studio singer. Mm-hmm. When you try to sing an hour's worth of rock and roll with his voice, it was bad. And I think maybe the people's reaction, live music is sort of okay. So there's a lot of studio magic that goes on in the making of these records, because live music is the ultimate test of, you are or are not a good singer or musician, right? Because ultimately there's no studio to go, okay, stop. We'll try to restart that. Okay, in right. 3, 2, because you find out quickly who can and can't sing.
I'm trying to think who I've seen that has been very bad in concert. I don't know that I've necessarily seen anybody who I left the concert saying, man, just not the same thing. But I will say, and gosh, I've been to some bad concerts, but this was, I guess this was a free ticket, so I don't feel that bad about it. But are you familiar with the band The Fray?
Yes.
Yeah, I went to a Fray concert when I was probably like 16, and they sound exactly like a studio record.
Wow.
To the point where you're like, okay, are they even singing this? But it sounded like somebody just hit play and went through the 12 tracks or whatever on the CD, and then the concert was over.
There's always too, and it probably in my earlier days in the 80s, and I never saw this band play because the guy Jim Morrison died in the 60s, but I'm just trying to play the song for effect. But there's always like either the marijuana guy or you're too close, and all of a sudden the concert, you can get a contact high is what they call it.
The kids out there in their marijuana cigarettes.
There's so much, I mean, and like... I'm trying to remember one of my first rock concerts, that wherever we were, it was way too close to the action. And before you know it, and I want to say, God, I mean, it probably was somewhere between Van Halen or something like that. But I'm playing this Doors song because when it hit, and I was not in reality anymore, it changed the concert. Like, it turned into an experience. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, you can pretend that you don't.
No. That's not what I'm laughing at. I
didn't bring any marijuana to the concert. I'm not
close
bearing
enough to
anybody.
somebody.
Listen. I'm just telling you.
It just wafted through the air, and Mark's mind went racing.
I did not inhale.
Neither did Obama.
That was Clinton.
Whatever.
But concert experiences, this was supposed to be the headlines, was it not?
Yeah, whatever. Concert. See, this is the sad thing, though, because this is exactly what we're talking about. So I'm on RollingStones.com, and it's the 50 greatest live acts right now. Now, this is from 2013.
Okay.
But you go down to the bottom of the list, and the Katy Perrys and the Bruno Marses are on there. So
right.
It's still pretty much a lot of the same acts, but at the top, it's Bruce Springsteen. It was Prince. It's the Rolling Stones. It's Arcade Fire. It's Neil Young. Like, it's the older bands and the older musicians who put on the big shows. It's these young, and you know it, man, because I know you're a music guy. And so you've seen the way music has essentially devolved into this poppy, cotton candy, rainbows, butterflies,
computers, auto-tune.
Yeah, just not so much good music anymore as it is produced by a team with synthesizers.
Yes.
The old school musicians, the guys that can get up there and just jam their hearts out, those are the ones who still today put on the best shows.
Yeah, and the tickets for those have gone up. I mean, so much. Yeah,
the Stones were in Raleigh a couple years ago, and I was trying to get tickets, and it ended up being to where, I was going to be paying over $1,000 for a single ticket and in bad seats, and I was like, I just can't justify that.
Wow. All right, here's what we're going to do. My bad, our bad. How did it even get on concerts? How did it?
We bumped in with Taylor Swift.
That's right.
Yeah.
And from the bump, it was gone.
Yep.
16 minutes later, and it's like, bam, we're still talking about music. All right, here's what we'll do. We'll recollect our thoughts, right? We'll gear back up. Headlines, I promise you, are next.